Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We offer stories of infidelity, betrayal, and redemption. Please like and subscribe. Cheers. Now, on to today's story. The final message. This is part 3 of my series. The rundown: my girlfriend cheated on me and we are working through it, but it's been tough because she isn't as committed to it as she needs to be and she thinks I'm being too hard on her. She seems to lack empathy and I am now certain she has a mental disorder. I am basically waiting for the ball to drop and I'll find out she cheated on me again. Or even if she doesn't, but doesn't show me enough commitment to help me heal, I will no longer be able to handle this and end it anyway. What would you say when you finally pull the trigger? I am tempted to say things to cut her down. I really would like to give her a big tuck you and tell her how she's never going to be happy and she'll end up being used and discarded once her looks fade. But that isn't who I want to be. I ultimately believe in compassion even if she wouldn't do the same for me. I am planning to write a letter, although I might tell her instead of sending it, of how she made me feel and how wrong it was of her. But most importantly how she needs to get her act together and get help or she will keep hurting other people, and ultimately herself. I also plan to write one for her parents so they know the full story and get their kid the help she needs. I'm sorry, that sounds terrible to be going through. While your desire to scorch her on the way out is 100% understandable and relatable, it is not a good idea. First off, if she really does lack empathy, she's not going to care at all. Secondly, this could very well set her off and trigger retaliation. There are few things extremely entitled people/narcs hate more than consequences and being told they're wrong. But most importantly, all of this is energy spent on her, that should be spent on you. Chump Lady calls it getting to May, where you consciously stop caring about whether they're doing good or bad or anything at all. Energy spent waiting for karma, or trying for revenge, or trying to forgive them, or whatever it may be, is wasted energy. Instead work on detaching from them and stop giving them free real estate in your head. Wanting her parents to give her the help she needs? No way. Once you detach, it's not your problem anymore. Concern about her getting her act together? No, because you're putting her behind you and it's not your problem anymore. Best of luck up. Don't wait for another cheating episode. Dump her and focus on your health. Then you can date a fine girl that loves and respects you. Break it off. First, she's your girlfriend and not your wife, be glad for this. Second, ghost her and don't speak to her again. You drive her crazy because she thinks that she is in control, but you are the man, so take the power back. The woman love to talk and need attention. If you take this back you send her to craziness. Be smart and don't look back, ghost her. I wish you all the best. And stay safe. Greetings from Italy. I'm going to second most of what hello_biscuit11 said. This is an unfortunate event in your life, not a pointless one. It's molding you into the person you will be for your future partner that may come years down the road after more failed relationships or tomorrow, who knows. The goal is to be the best version of yourself every time, conditioning you to be ready for better and healthier relationships, whether friendships or more. Don't wait for more pain. Think of it as wasted energy that contaminates you. I love the letter idea. This is where I disagree with hello_biscuit11. I think you should definitely write both letters. She should know how she made you feel. You're essentially taking all that hurt and dropping it at her feet and not carrying it with you. I think her parents should know, especially if she may have mental health issues. It may push her in an unhealthy direction and it's important that she has a support system that is aware of what is happening in the event she becomes more destructive. Keep the same hurt/caring tone in both letters. That's going to be heard more than any anger. Identify the anger in her letter but let that be an undercurrent. This will be therapeutic for you too. Put it all in the letters and when it's done take the time you need before you continue to a new relationship. Don't let this experience jade you. The widow. Opu/Coco70 is right. No letter will matter, just walk away. She needs to be working her ass off to show remorse and trying to rebuild trust. If you are not completely convinced, as it sounds from your post, then you need to go and go quickly. Do not bother with letters etc. You'll just be wasting your time. Just move out and ghost her. If it's your place, then tell her it's over and she needs to leave. Protect yourself by either having witnesses or at least VAR and/or cameras in case she is vindictive. Good luck. What is it they say? The opposite of love is indifference. When it's time, just be unfazed. No emotion. That will bother her more than any words. Your energy is better spent walking away than trying to reason with someone who doesn't view you as an actual human with feelings. Dude. Just break up and work on yourself. Humans walk away from pain or discomfort. When they are unable to do so, then something is wrong. She clearly doesn't care and doesn't respect you. And you're there wanting to say things to her that probably will make her laugh at you. And a letter? Really? I'm sorry if my words are harsh, but you really seem to lack some self-respect. Start therapy. Martial art classes, wrestling, Muay Thai or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Look at yourself and work on fixing what can be fixed. Stop giving so much of yourself to a wretch that will never even care, let alone appreciate you. So please take my advice. You are dating this woman and she cheated. There is no going forward in this relationship. Reconciliation itself rarely works. Certain things have to happen for this to work, and typically it's due to being married. Now onto what you should say or do. You should just say, this isn't working for me. Your betrayal was too much, and I have lost all respect and feelings for you. I don't love you or hate you. I am just indifferent. You now do not exist in my life or mind. To me you are just another person to me. Have a good life, as I have already moved on and will have a good life myself. If you become indifferent, that will hurt them the most. Showing hate makes them win because to them you are still thinking about them. Showing love shows that they have gotten the best of you and still have a chance, but becoming indifferent and truly not thinking about them hurts the worst. The justifications she made. It's me again. The guy whose girlfriend slept with 2 guys in the beginning of the relationship. We have talked ad nauseum about it and how to move forward, but more and more, I am starting to think things clearly. I can see who she really is. I am convinced that she is a narcissist and something inside her is broken. I just keep mulling over the reasoning she gave me when I asked her about why she did what she did. And although she gave me the most nonsensical and ridiculous answers, I believe that she actually believed them, which makes me think that her brain just functions differently. Here is some of her bullshit reasoning. We weren't official, she said. I never asked her to be my girlfriend, but I think most sane people would think that conversation isn't needed if you say I love you and talk about marriage. I love in my own way. Her own way of loving is to lie, hide the truth, and hurt the people she says she loves, all the while knowing it would hurt them. If this was true, she would have at least talked about it or told me after the fact, instead of me having to extract the truth from her. I thought you already knew. How would have I known? How come we couldn't have an honest conversation about it if it was already out in the open? I figured it would have come out sooner or later. What nonsense. Imagine if I found out about this years later. Doing something shitty and then not telling the truth because it'll be revealed eventually is a really weird and convenient way for someone to not take responsibility. It also means they are willing to sit on a ticking time bomb that they made just because they don't want to face the truth. I didn't know you were really going to come. This is in reference to me flying to her country. We were discussing the flight and the cost on the day she met her ex to sleep with him. At the time she even offered to help pay for it because she said I'm the most important investment of her life. She screwed up that investment real bad. I didn't want you to stop liking me, the most worrisome reason for me. Her ego is so fragile that she would hurt people to be liked by others and not tell the people she hurt because she just needs people to like her. This is almost psycho. Lesson here. When you meet a narcissist, run away. What's done is done and I need to move forward. Why do you call her your GF and not your ex? Please, please. I hope you take your own advice here and run away, don't look back. Block her everywhere. Take care of you. She definitely exhibits narcissistic traits. Indeed, I see the selfishness. She does what she wants without caring about your feelings, self-centeredness. She lives in her own world, where she has her own rules and justifications, need for validation. She basically needs multiple sources providing her narcissistic supply, i.e., emotional responses, attention, validation, and of course entitlement. She has double standards according to which you need to respect her, while she basically feels free to do whatever she wants. The entitlement is the key point here. Indeed, how in hell does she feel she has the right to treat you so badly? And therein lies the answer, which points to her strong narcissistic traits, because she thinks she's a special being, aka, an underlying grandiosity, and thus authorized to do whatever she wants. There seems to be also a glaring lack of empathy, as in she seems to regret having been caught, not that she hurt you in the process. And, as a consequence, she also appears to be a very shallow person. She also seems to be very immature, another typical trait found in narcissists and people having very strong narc tendencies. Mate, you may want to look into covert narcissism and vulnerable narcissism. She may be one of those kinds. So if you cheat on her now and then tell her, I just love in my own way. Is she cool with that? Thank you for posting her reasoning, it really made me laugh. This is where all that complete nonsense comes from. Dissociation. Compartmentalizing. Cognitive dissonance. And when they think they have fallen love, this as well. Wow, dude, I feel for you, and you probably made the right decision, and, as a parting gesture, probably advise her to seek therapy. There is something going in her life, probably stemming from the past, which gives her the outlook she has. You don't have to be her white knight on this, but encourage her to seek help. Hopefully, big hopefully, she may become a better person in the future and not hurt anyone further. And in the meantime, take care of yourself. Could this be a turning point? Reconciliation. The rundown: my girlfriend cheated on me at the beginning of the relationship and has begged me to stay, vowing to work on herself. But it was a difficult process because she seemed to have very little empathy and had trouble understanding the pain she caused me. She protested against boundaries and did not communicate very well what was going on in her head. She knew it was going to be a hard process, but it has been harder than she thought. As the cheater, she should be doing everything in her power to make me feel safe and make amends, but she was not doing it. Her reaction to this seemed like one of a selfish, entitled child, despite it was her who ripped my heart to shreds. It was draining me. Even though I wanted to try, it didn't feel possible. Some of her reactions made me think she is not a normal person. I had become convinced she is a narcissist. For me, that was the answer to the question of whether or not we can be together. Someone with a mental disorder cannot easily be fixed, and I am in no position to be dealing with that. I knew I had to end it. I had a talk with her and said it was going to be a serious conversation. I think she already felt that I was pulling back emotionally. I wasn't 100% committed to ending it, but I was expecting a reaction from her that would make it easier for me. I expected her to get defensive, tell me I'm making a bigger deal out of it than it is, or go on the attack, or make a big show of being hurt, or at the very least just shut down and refuse to engage. I expected her to show me an utter lack of empathy and lack of understanding of the fact that we are in this situation because she hurt me. She didn't do any of that. She surprised me. She seemed to simply accept where I was. Tears ran down her face, and this time they looked like they came from a genuine place of sadness. The first time I've seen her cry truly for me. When I talked about my feelings and what I've been going through, she listened instead of shutting down like before. She engaged and told me what was going through her head. She didn't seem like she was necessarily trying to convince me, she was just explaining her thoughts and feelings. I finally felt like she actually understood that I was hurting. I finally felt like she understood that she hurt me. I finally felt like I knew what was going on in her head. I finally felt like she was truly owning up to what she did. She had said sorry to me before, but then it felt forced. This time she seemed truly sorry. She knows that I am hurting and understands that she will carry the burden of being the cheater. She knows the boundaries of our relationship have to be respected, and that she says she's found that she does it naturally, without feeling limited. One of the biggest issues we had was her past tendencies of being tempted, flirting with other men, and maybe going even further. This was rough for me, but she was very honest about it, which I give her points for. It's something she is afraid of and wants to change. Recently she said she has found that she naturally has not been feeling tempted, and she makes it very clear to others that she is taken. And she is proud of that fact. In conclusion, I did not end it. She seemed genuine in a way I haven't seen her, which gives me hope and makes me think she is truly going to change. Of course, there is a part of me that wonders if this is simply her becoming better at manipulating me. I wonder if she can really change that quickly, but I also wonder if she can get better lying that quickly as well, since she was actually quite clumsy at it. She is never good at straight up lying. For better or worse, I am still in this. I don't believe her narcissistic tendencies will go away overnight, but she doesn't seem to be an extreme case and can be treated. Does this sound hopeful, or am I simply getting manipulated? Dude. Just walk. She is manipulating you. Even if you forgive her, can you truly say you trust her? The make-up sex now and her trying to prove she's worth it won't last. Protect yourself. Move on. The thing is, she slept with 2 people and they have been dating for less than a year. I think Hop is on a vacation from reality. What? Cheated twice in the first year? And is feeding Op crumbs of accountability? Honestly, I just lost any sympathy for Op. She failed both the relationship test and the basic morals for a human being test with flying colors, and he is still her doormat. Op, grow a spine and dump this train wreck. There is literally nothing for you there. You can't teach people empathy. Looking at her behavior after the cheating, she genuinely doesn't consider you at all. I would be wary of the tears. They mean nothing if not backed with consistent action. She's done worse than that, she's taken no action. Narcissists use tears to manipulate. Don't fall for it, and stay the course. It is not a turning point at all, she's trying to use your empathy against you. Dude, the relationship has been less than a year and she's been with 2 men. Just let her go. Her tears were for herself. Is it a turning point? Only if there is action behind those tears. Wanting to change and actually changing are 2 different things. So many are just truly incapable of it. Make sure to hold her accountable and continue to guard yourself until you see real action behind those tears. I don't think she was crying for you. I think she was crying for herself because she could tell you were about to leave her, and that would be an ego blow for her. I think she told you what you wanted to hear to keep you under her thumb. I think she has found access to your phone and or overheard you talk to someone about your plan to have a serious talk. I think right now she doesn't have anyone lined up to cheat on you with, but when she does, and she will be a lot more careful about keeping it from you, and know how to act and respond better to throw you off track if she thinks you have caught wind. She will act like a better girlfriend because it's in her best interest. She will cheat again because it's her pattern too. She will do this until she finds a guy she can monkey branch over to and dump you. It will seem like it came out of nowhere, but you have plenty of warnings and red flags and gut feelings and decided to ignore them for one talk with a few tears that she seemed to feel bad to you, and bam, she has you back on the hook. I know you want her and care about her, so you are sacrificing your integrity on the long shot, very long shot. I mean the longest of shots that she has changed, and changed so swiftly. Remember, words and tears are easy, action and rebuilding trust is very hard work and draining. She selfishly drained your spirit. Now with all the rebuilding you need to do just for your own integrity and spirit, let alone your relationship with her, you're gonna stay with her and let her keep sucking you dry like a vampire? RIP bro. BTW, just looked at your many other posts about your girlfriend. You are torturing yourself. I can't have any empathy for you now that I read those posts. I mean, the writing is on the wall and tattooed on your forehead, and written in lipstick on a mirror on the wall, and you can only look in that direction, and you are still denying, trying, falsely rationalizing that it may be healthy for you to be with this woman. You need professional help, man. You should not be with her or anyone at all until you work on yourself, a lot, for a long time. You're falling and grasping at air trying to stay in this relationship, instead of helping yourself. Would it help to tell a narc that she/he is a narc? I posted about this in the infidelity subs, but basically my girlfriend cheated on me at the beginning of the relationship and we have been working to rebuild. The cheating and immense pain aside, the thing that bothered me most was her attitude about it. She seemed to know that what she did was hurtful and wrong, but I wasn't sure if she really understood it. She kept pushing boundaries when I set them, didn't seem to be empathetic, and only seemed to care about what she wanted despite devastating me emotionally. I was convinced she has narcissistic personality disorder. She seems to tick off many of the boxes. However, I do nothing. She's an extreme case, as she also says, and does things I don't think narcissists do. She also recognizes her faults, which show a level of self-awareness that would make it possible for her to change. Recent discussions with her have led me to believe she has seen a new perspective and is willing to change. We have decided we will get both couples counseling and individual therapy. Of course, there's a part of me that is still skeptical and alert for any signs of manipulation. I find myself wondering if she's just gotten better at her game and I am falling for it. She hasn't been officially diagnosed, so it's possible I may be wrong about her being a narcissist as well. I have not told her that I think she might have NPD. Do you think it would help someone with NPD tendencies if they were made aware about them? Or would it simply give them more knowledge to work off of and hide their tendencies? If she has NPD, telling her won't do anything and will only frustrate you more. Do what everyone says, what every book says, every therapist says, turn around and get the duck out of there. So you're saying she cheats, knows it hurts you, and doesn't seem to care? What does it matter the diagnosis? She doesn't care how her actions make you feel. Run. Cordially distant. That's your strategy. Create a healthy distance. In this case, many miles. No, telling her what you suspect she has won't accomplish anything. Ugly truth. Let her go change. Do not wait for it. What all these otherwise commenters said about saving yourself and do not enter into couples counseling with her under any circumstances. If you get a cruddy therapist, you will get steamrolled. Do not confront. Run. Leaving my NS. I won't tell her what I suspect unless, years from now, she genuinely asks, or at some distant point, after multiple failed marriages and distance from our kids, she wonders why? At that point I'd let her know it's what I suspected for years if she seems to genuinely want help. Otherwise it's none of my business, and telling her will only allow her manipulative mind to find ways to make me pay dearly for it. Not worth it. If you don't have kids, get out for sure. If you have kids with her, you probably still need to get out. You don't have a relationship with a narcissist. You have master-servant dynamic. You will never escape that. Why are you still dealing with this person? The only thing that will ever change her is if you ghost her and ruin her reputation.